Hey YouTube, it's Zia. Um, okay, today I would like to talk about, uh, I guess, opinion versus popularity. And it sounds a little weird now, but I'll explain it. Okay, so the example I'm going to use is Twilight. When I kind of vaguely heard about the book a couple of years ago, and this was before the first movie was made, and I was hearing great things about it. It wasn't overhyped. I didn't meet those people. I just heard a few people talk about how much they loved the book. So I read the book, and I hated it. I was like, oh my god, this book is so bad. And it wasn't in like the literature analyzation sense. Like I wasn't reading it just as a pure enjoyment thing. And I was like, this book is so bad. And it has a lot of fans. Like a lot of people enjoy it, which is their business. But the thing that frustrates me about this series is uh, those who say because it sold like over 100 million books and is worth $2.5 billion, then it must be a good book. Like, and the movies must be great. Like these are quality things because of the popularity of the subject. And it's just like that's not true. That is seriously not true. Popularity does not equal quality. They there it I don't understand how people make this connection. Like there is more to how you rate something in a qualitative sense than okay, a lot of people liked it, so it must be great. Like yeah, a lot of people like Bieber, but after his career is over, it's over. People aren't going to say Bieber was really ahead of his time. He was a legend. Blah blah. No, that's not gonna happen. Like he's pure enjoyment. That's all he is. You can enjoy something and admit, okay, it's not really that great of a book or this artist isn't the best. Blah blah. But once you start trying to justify how great it is when it really sucks, that is where the problem comes in. I'm sorry, I cannot hold my opinion back on that one because you do have the right to like or dislike something. I can't tell you can't like something, but I can disagree when you start making outrageous comments about whatever it is that you like. And there are some things that I don't like that I believe is a great movie or could be a great thing or book, whatever like that. Like just because I don't like it doesn't mean it sucks. I don't like it. But there are things that I like that I know suck. Those two do not, exactly, correspond all the time. They, just because you like it doesn't mean that's the best thing ever written. Maybe for you, but in general, no. And I've actually read different reasons why Twilight isn't a good book, and it's not in one of those sense where I just hate it so much and this is why it sucks so bad. No, like it's been analyzed from different perspectives, even by like literature professors and stuff like that. Like Stephanie Meyer's writing, excuse me, is really not that great. I think she's like really an average writer who just happened to have a story that people enjoyed. I think that's really what happened. And they compared her to J.K. Rowling. Is it Rowling? I'm not sure. I say Rowling, but I think it's Rowling. And the way she uses and structures the language is atrocious. Like it really is. I'm not gonna say this in my personal opinion, but people who are like have degrees in this and have studied the language said like all agree about that. They really do. And she uses purple prose. If you don't know what that is, look it up because I can't define that for you as now. I know what it is, but it's sometimes hard for me to define things, so I don't want to confuse you. And the content itself, which is what I had a problem with. That's the true problem I had with it. I read the first book, and it was like 100 pages. I finished the series, but it was like 100 pages of Bella talking about how she doesn't deserve Edward. I didn't understand why she came to that conclusion because most of the reason she believed that was because of how attractive she thought he was. And she felt she was ugly despite the guys wanting to date her, but she wasn't interested in them. And I'm sorry, like a lot of people, may have the insecurities of not feeling attractive, but at the same time, if you have guys who really like you and really want to date you, and they find you attractive, then that kind of tells you, okay, I may not be 100% ugly, I may be attractive to some people, but Bella, like her world revolved around Edward. That was just her whole existence, literally. And people say it's just a book, but someone pointed out, and it was a good point, that books, literature, stuff like that, it's very influential. And especially when you have people who break up with their boyfriends because they're not Edward, and different other things like that, or go to the movies 20, 30 times to go see it, it becomes more than just a book or just a series. Like, it obviously means something to these people, and they obviously take some of the stuff in the book seriously. And that's not true for everyone, but I feel like people I have spoken to who are like diehard Twilight fans, some of them, not all, are like this. And especially when they idolize this relationship and how it's just the perfect love story, and really, how is it? Getting back to Bella and her insecurities. And someone even compared this to Harry Potter, but just even if you take this Harry Potter comparison out, when you compare the female characters, I'm sorry, but Bella didn't accept who she was as a person until she changed. Not changed as character development and growth from within, until she literally changed into a new person, until she was turned into a vampire. What positive message does that send to impressionable young girls and boys? That really doesn't. It'll be different if Bella accepted who she was and different things like that, but she didn't. She wasn't happy with her existence until Edward turned her into a vampire. She was catatonic for months because Edward broke up with her and tried to hallucinate him. You please tell me how that is romantic, how that is just the greatest love story ever. What else happened? Edward took her engine out of her car. I'm sorry, that is not romantic. That is controlling and that is scary. If I dated a guy who took an engine out of my car and he wasn't fixing it, he took it out of my car because I couldn't go see a friend because he was jealous of him, I would be terrified. I would say that this guy is crazy, and I would break up with him. In real life, you don't want to date someone who will do stuff like that. You don't want to date someone who tells you, yeah, before we really got to know each other, I used to crawl in your window and sit on a chair and watch you sleep. I'm sorry. You did what? You used to watch me sleep before we got to know each other? That is not romantic. That is scary. That is a stalker. There is nothing romantic about that. What else is going on? And then how people was saying that there was no one else for Bella. And, well, that's what Bella was saying. But she contradicted herself with the whole Jacob situation. Like, she really did. But that doesn't coincide with what I'm about to say next. So then, she couldn't be separated from Edward. She couldn't see her own mother without Edward being by her side. That is codependency. She that is so ridiculous. Like, she couldn't go down to Arizona for like 2, 3 days and spend time with her mother. Edward had to be by her side. I forgot which one pulled for Edward to come, but it's just like, what? You, oh, I, I can't even. That that is mind-boggling to me. What else happened? Like, there was just like so much going on in that book, and I'm just like, how is this the greatest love story ever told? Or why is this even a great love story? And that's how Meyer was really trying to advertise it. Like, this puts a lot of love stories to shame. Blah blah blah. It doesn't. Maybe if you're trying to talk about a bad love story, yeah, it does put a lot of love story to shame. And then there was this fan fiction novel based off and called 50 Shades of Grey. And if you don't know what fan fiction is, it is a fan writing a story based on characters from an already published piece of work. But the reason it is not illegal is because they are not getting paid for writing these things, and they make it known that these are not original characters, meaning these are not characters that they created themselves. I find nothing wrong with it, but some people think it's the worst thing ever. But anyway, so they made this story called 50 Shades of Grey, and I've just heard just it's you have two camps, just like Twilight. You have people who love it and you have people who hate it. And I just read this person who tore the story apart. And I just guess this whole thing just sums up to is that you can't account for people's taste. Like you can't. It's just that's someone's personal taste. But to me, I feel as if you really have to know the difference between something you personally enjoy and something that is actually good. And someone would argue, well, everything is based on opinion. That is true, but someone said to me that literature becomes literature based on if it's the timelessness of it, if it can penetrate different cultures. And so, Twilight may have penetrated different cultures. I don't know if it has, but I don't believe that that is a timeless piece. I don't believe that is something that when people read it, they're just like, this woman was a really great artist, writer. That's not art what she created. And it's not like that. Like back in Shakespeare's day, even though he has his, his detractors, he was popular. There's a lot of literature today that was popular back in his day, and there's some that wasn't. But there's literature that was popular back then that is still popular today, and that's what they mean by timelessness. It's not just that it can go on for centuries and still be relevant and still have meaning and the things that it gives to you, just taking you into its world. And Twilight is very superficial. It's very poorly written. I love reading. I don't always read, but when I do, I engross myself in a book, and I love to pick it apart. This is not that book. This is not that series. This is not something I would read over. Like, I haven't reread the Harry Potter series, but I could take time out of my day to read Harry Potter again, and I would never pick up Twilight again if it wasn't for some specific person. I mean, not person, a specific purpose. But I wouldn't read it again recreationally. I know that's for sure. Like, I wish I got that time back. Maybe not in the sense that when I can talk to someone and they can say to me, well, you haven't read it. Yeah, I did read it. And that's why I can speak from experience. And I didn't read it going and thinking I was going to hate it. I thought maybe this will be a good book. And the movies, those are terrible too. You can't tell me nothing about that. Well, I'm a cinema major, so I have a slightly different view of movies, and people tend to judge me more based on my taste of things I like. But I will admit that I like bad movies sometimes, but I know they're bad, so that's the difference. But I wasn't expecting it to be this long. But anyway, well, that's my view about that. And have a nice day.